Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Melinda Everyday. I'm Melinda, and today we're going to make macarons. There's never a better time to make macarons than when it's raining outside in Southwest Florida and it's really, really humid. Now, I don't know if that's the truth or not, but we're going to try and make them. It's pretty cold in here, so hopefully everything will go as planned. This is not a how-to video, just sort of hanging out with me while I make them, and this is how I do it. So let's get right into it. I'll show you everything that I have prepped because I really do think that prep is the key to not stressing about them so much. So let's get started with showing you how I've done all of that. Right here I have my white distilled vinegar, and I've wiped down everything that is going to come in contact with the egg whites, because we don't want any fats to inhibit them from whipping up to their fullest abilities. The one thing that I did not wipe yet is a whisk. It's been a long time since I made these. What did I use a whisk for? Let me get a piece of paper towel just to wipe it down, just to be sure. I don't remember what I used a whisk for. I have the whisk attachment in my KitchenAid, which I've wiped down that. I've wiped down the KitchenAid mixer bowl. I have wiped down my thermometer. I've wiped down anything that's going to come in contact with the egg whites, like I said. The other things that I have set up, I have my tray here with my Silpat on top. I use my tray upside down so that using it this way, and I have the lip of the pan that could prevent the air circulation in the stove, so I use it upside down. I have that ready. I have a second and third one and fourth one formats ready to go. I have my piping bag in here with my round piping tip that you might be able to see, and let's get this a little better. It looks like there might be, I'll have to get a different whisk. I think that's good. Nope, gotta get a different whisk. Let's wipe that one more time just in case. Okay, so like I said, what I have prepared is my whisk, my piping bags with a round nozzle tip that hopefully you can see, my silicone macaron template baking mat on a side down or inverted cookie sheet so that airflow is nice and there's no lip of a pan to inhibit the air circulation once it's in your oven. So I have that ready to go, these ready to go, whisk ready to go. Temperature for the cooking of the eggs for the Swiss method. All of my ingredients are weighed. This is for 3 groups. I won't need those 2, but I will need these 3. I've got my egg whites. I have my sugar, my regular table sugar with the egg white powder. I have my confectioner's sugar sifted, and I have my almond flour, which is sifted. So right now I'm going to get a bowl and put these 2 together so that once we have our egg whites whipped up, we'll be ready to go. So let me get a bowl. I may use 2 bowls depending on how much I want to make, and I do want to do 2 colors, so I might use 2 bowls. This one's lighter, so that's easier to hold while you're doing the macaron. So in here I'm just going to dump my 105 grams of sifted almond flour, 105 grams of powdered sugar. Now we're going to whisk it just to combine it. Now we're going to go over to the stove and we're going to heat our egg whites and our sugar mixture together. So let me take you over. Okay, right here I have a pot of water turned on to simmer. This is my KitchenAid bowl going on top of that. In here I'm going to put the egg whites. I believe that's 100 grams of egg whites. Make sure you scrape it because that was probably 3 grams or at least 2 grams that were in there that didn't initially come out. And we took the time to weigh it, so the amounts matter. And in here I have my egg white powder and my table sugar. So that goes in. Then we're just going to let those 2 things heat up until when we rub it through our fingers, we don't have any granules of sugar. It's all dissolved into the egg whites. So that's going to take a few minutes. So we will come back when that's starting to heat up. Got a little steam coming off the pot now, so our egg whites are going to start dissolving. The sugar's going to dissolve. We don't want to cook the egg whites, so we have to keep moving it. Sometimes the egg white powder looks a little bit lumpy in there, but that will fit. And we don't want the syrup to get really hot. This isn't an Italian meringue. This is Swiss. in the Italian meringue. Well, that's different. I don't want to confuse you. So this one is the Swiss meringue method, and we have the steam coming up. So we're just going to dissolve the sugar into the eggs. Egg white. We can take our temperature. We don't want it to be above 120. I'm at 107. So I think we're almost where we want to be. We don't really hear a lot of sugar granules rubbing against the bowl. So we're going to test it in just a second. As I do that, there's no undissolved sugar, so we're going to turn it off, and I'll tell you what the temperature was. All right, now I have my egg whites in here, and we're going to start out slow. This could take anywhere from 10 to, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, depending on your mixer. You just have to keep an eye on it. So I'm going to come back when this is done, and I'll let you know how long it is. Okay, these are my stiff peaks. I did step away from it for a minute because somebody was texting me. Shouldn't have done it, but let's go with what we've got here. So now I'm going to add this to my almond and powdered sugar mixture. We'll do a little bit at a time. I'm going to bang this, and I don't want to make a lot of noise right here. Initially, I can just start kind of bringing it together, not worrying about deflating these egg whites that I've fluffed up, or whipped up, fluffed up. Why I like to have a second spatula. A little bit more. So at this point now, I'm kind of going around and cutting through. Almost, we're going to be making a paste. See how it's coming together? I can't work with a sticky spatula. Yikes. So I got to wash my hand. Thank goodness we have a bunch. This is why I have a bunch. I don't like getting sticky hands and making a giant mess. Okay. So we have all of the almond flour and the powdered sugar combined with the egg whites. This is where you could take it and add your coloring and then do your macaronage with each color. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to divide these two. So probably half. And each one will start with yellow Panda Lab. I'm not sure. I got them off of Amazon, but they were pretty decent. Okay, can you see the color in there? Wrap it and press it. Wrapping it and pressing it. Wrapping it and pressing it. Scraping the sides. This does seem like a small amount to me. I guess the last time I made them, I was making them for my daughter's, her now 4-year-old son's baby. Well, it's her baby shower, but he was the baby. See how it is not coming off yet? That means it's not ready. So we keep scraping. Let me make sure I scrape all of that off so that all gets incorporated. You're putting a lot of work into these. You want as many as you can get, right? If you can make a figure 8 like that is really ribboning off nicely now. I don't know if you can see that. I don't want to do much more. So we're going to put this in the piping bag and get on with the next one. Okay, we don't want that to dry out, so I'm going to fold up the top. But I'm going to use my bench scraper to scrape this down. So we have that scraped down. Let's get the other one back. This one I have not opened yet, so. Yes, I thought it was going to be prepared like suggested, right? These things can be a pain in the butt. Okay, they can be an absolute pain in the butt, so I don't even have the squirt lid on. Just a little bit of blue, and we'll get this fixed up later. All right, clean spatula, blue. The rest of the stuff. Ooh, that's a pretty color. Really pretty color. Not quite yet. I think that's pretty good. Gonna get worked more as I scrape it into my bowl. This one went a lot better than that yellow one. I like this spatula better. I need a smaller bowl. But that recipe really doesn't make as much as I was hoping. Like I said, I used to make this, see if I can still remember. Once I have my tray piped, then I'll turn my oven on to 325 because these need to dry out a little bit. So let me turn you down. See if that helps. If that helps, let's see if I even remember how to do this. I'm just going to the first ring. We'll get rid of those little pointy things on top. I don't have my flick of the wrist down. I think I like to go counterclockwise. It feels better. I guess the batter makes more than I thought. I think we'll get a little over a half tray. Scrape my bag a little bit better. They are leveling off. I don't know if you can see that, but now we're going to give them a tap. Pop any air bubbles. So now we're going to let them dry a little bit, and hopefully they will work. Let me grab one more tray. All right, here we go with the blue. Let's see how this one will work. This tip is bigger. I didn't have a smaller one, so I have to remember. I like opposite, counterclockwise. I think I like the smaller nozzle better. It gives me a little more control. I think this is for my eclairs. Apologies if you hear the trash truck. It's trash day. And my doggies are snoring in the background. They're loud. These are piped. Oven's at 325 preheating fan. Let's get our fingers crossed. Cross your fingers for me. I have them over here. They're over here drying. So as soon as the oven is ready, they're going to go into the oven for, I'm going to watch them probably 8-10 minutes. I'll let you know. We'll pull them out together. Okay, these are dry to the touch. They don't leave anything on my finger. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in. Maybe I could let them dry a little bit longer, but again, I'm really kind of learning. The dogs are crazy. I'm just, oops, oh no, I put my finger right in that one. Oh well, we are learning. Let's go. Okay, 325. Let's start. Hey Google, how much longer on my timer?
T-minus 59 seconds.
Hey Google, set timer for 13 minutes.
Got it. 13 minutes. And that's starting now.
Too bad for my first go round. I like to put them onto a wire rack in just a few minutes so that they can dry out a bit more rather than being on this hot pan. But pretty even. I've had some times where I guess the fan is blowing in a certain direction and they get a little bit lopsided, but these look pretty good. I have a wonky one here and I have this one here that my finger touched, but that's not too bad. So let's see how the other ones turn out and then we'll have to decide on some fillings to make. These are yellow, the other ones are blue. I don't know, I'm just really thinking maybe a chocolate ganache and a lemon curd. Homemade lemon curd because I have all of the yolks left over from the whites that I used to make them. So I think those are probably going to be the two simple fillings that we're going to do. They last the longest. And then I'll have to see if anybody in the neighborhood wants any. So we'll be back. Well, the blue looked like they came okay too. And I didn't stick my finger in any of these. Tray's really hot, so we will take them off shortly. But yeah, they just come right off, so that's good. Nice and hot. Let them cool. On my yellow ones, I have 18 cookies. And over here, I think I have 15 cookies. So out of the batch, you get roughly, 30 cookies then, right? Am I correct? Am I counting correct? We got 1, 2, 3, 4... Yes, about 15 cookies and 18 cookies, so you probably could get 25 to 30 cookies if I could have made them a little bit smaller, but I think that's probably a really good size. And so I guess the next thing we'll do is to make the fillings. Pretty happy with how they turned out, so I might make some more tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for watching.